Hey, oh, hey. Good evening, everyone. Drop a one in the chat if you can hear me and see me so I can make sure that my technology is working. Thank y'all so much for being here with me tonight. I know we're getting ready for the week, but we are here tonight to focus on our self care. And tonight, self care for me looks like staying in my bonnet because I'm tired and I'm just chilling today. So this is the very first of our Soul Care Sunday Social. This is something that I um was given the idea for after attending a self-care event. And I realized that when it comes to self care, it's not just about the bubble baths. It's not just about the the deep breathing. Like there's so much more to self care because we are more than just a physical being. We have our spiritual body, our mental, emotional, our physical body, our energetic body. We have all these different aspects and parts of who we are. So it's important for us to tailor our self care to our whole entire being. So that is where Soul Care Sunday came from, and it'll be a monthly event every second Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Um, so in the chat, welcome, 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 welcome. Please introduce yourself. Let us know what you do, where you're from, and what you hope to gain from tonight's session. Make sure y'all can hear me. Adrian, you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure. Thank you, ma'am. So, yes, in the chat, please let us know what you do, where you're from, and what you hope to gain from tonight's session. I would love to hear from you all. Again, thank you all so much for being here tonight. Y'all could have been anywhere. I know for me, Sundays are preparation days where I set my goals for the week, set my goals, or set the task for my virtual assistant for what I need her to do this week. Um, but I am so glad that we are here tonight to prioritize our self care. And Lady J, I know you're doing your hair, so if you want to come off mute and share instead, that's fine too. Okay, DC. Stone Mountain. Okay, I'm a teacher. I hope to gain other ways to self care other than what I'm already doing. All right, I love it. Yes, DMV area. Okay, I work in healthcare. All right. So a little bit about me. I am Jaleesa Hardy. I am a child of Yahuwah, aka God. I am also known as the Golden Child. So if you Google Jaleesa the Golden Child, I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, sort of kind of, and you'll see all the different recent podcasts I've done. So, I am the co organizer for the Mental Wealth Social. I am the organizer for Single Mom Society and the Empowered Birth Tribe here on Meetup.com. I am a survivor and single mother of three. My children are 5, 4, and 2. So, if you hear a little chaos and I might need to go on mute every now and then, just know that my little munchkins are are lit even at this time of night. Um, I'm a global speaker and a trauma of money certified professional. I am a board certified holistic health practitioner, human design expert, Reiki master. I'm a publisher. I support women specifically with self publishing their books, journals, ebooks, audiobooks, and the like. I'm a self published author of It's All in Me My Journey to Freedom and Living Abundantly and the 30-Day Calm Life Planner. I also have an anthology with JJ Conway, and it's called Healing My Sisters, all of which are on Amazon.com. And I am in the process of self publishing my fourth book, the second edition of It's All in Me. I have a bachelor's degree in biology, general chemistry, and natural health. I'm a poet, singer, and songwriter. I was born in Buffalo, New York, but I currently live in Glen Burnie, Maryland. I am also a holistic pregnancy and birth doula in training, and that is what the Empowered Birth Tribe is about, supporting women that are navigating high risk and or high stress pregnancies. And at the end of the day, I am just Jaleesa. My goal and my mission is to be the most authentic version of myself to support others with doing the same. I say that the world is a puzzle, and before we were born, there was a puzzle piece missing that we filled for the world to be complete at that moment. And there's nobody else that could have filled in that puzzle piece that you filled in. And if you're struggling to find out or discover or even uncover, I say uncover your purpose, is to just be you, to be the most authentic version of yourself. And that is why our mission here at the Golden Child is to guide you to see and be your most authentic self, uncover and release limiting beliefs, because I believe that those are the things that are really holding you back from being your most authentic self. The way that you see yourself based off of limiting beliefs and stories that you've picked up or been told throughout your lifetime about yourself. And unleash the golden child within. Yes, I am known as the golden child, but you are the golden child as well. You are a miracle. You are a breathing miracle. There is a reason why you are here. You are called and purposed to be here because the world needs you. Give me 1 second. My baby girl is here. Yes, baby. He's standing on the top of the TV stand box. Okay, tell him to get down, okay? That was Tony. Okay. Tell Tony to come here, please. Um, my son, we got a new TV stand, and he decided that my oldest son, my 5-year-old, decided he would stand on top of the TV stand box. But here at the Golden Child, what we offer community, we offer resources, tools, and excuse me, please stop stumping. And opportunities to connect with me through. Do not stand on top of that TV stand box, okay? Come up here. Listen, come here. Nana ordered y'all some food. Go get the food from outside. Yes, go ahead. Um, I have community spaces, the Heal Money Movement, that is to support you with healing your relationship with money. She's Ready Society is specifically for women that desire to self-publish or have support and community around their business endeavors. The How to Self-Publish with Ease Masterclass. Okay, you hear me talking, right? That means you need to be. That means you need to be what? Yes, I will open it, but you need to be patient, okay? The It's All in Me book talk is something that I did last month. A 6-week book talk on the book that I mentioned. Stop, okay? My It's All in Me book, and we walked through 6 sessions of the different chapters in the book and the concepts and the freedom framework that was birthed for that book. I have my birthday book consultation call where if you want support around self-publishing and you don't know where to get started, that is where to get started, as well as some freebies, your human design chart, and the From Manuscript to Masterpiece guide. And as I mentioned, or maybe not, we are in the process of monetizing our YouTube page. And any like, comment, share, subscription makes a difference in our growth of our YouTube page. And our YouTube is again at Jaleesa the Golden Child. Our upcoming events, we just had our most recent session of Freedom Fridays on our YouTube channel. It is our podcast, Soul Care Sunday. Of course, it's today, our co working sessions. We have every Monday where we come together and pick something for us to work on individually, but we come together, share in the beginning of the co-working session what we're working on. If we need any feedback, help, or support, we go through the co-working session, and then at the end we check in with what we've gotten accomplished. Thank you, baby. And then I have another group that I'm a part of, the Real Women Helping Women and Youth, and it is a nonprofit organization. They have free women's virtual workouts Monday through Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And then on Tuesdays, we have Book Talk Tuesdays where we come together and share the different insights and information that we read, that we get from the books that we're reading. And then the Grief Circle for Melanated Women is hosted by Black Girls Grieve, and it is every 2 weeks. What's the problem, baby girl? Oh, okay. Hold on, y'all. My bad, y'all. Single mom life. This is why I do quick grounding breaths because I need them. The box breaths. Um, her four. Well, this is not the box breath, but box breaths are usually 4 counts in, hold, 4 counts exhale, 4 counts hold. But today we're going to do breathe in for 4 counts, pause and hold your breath for 4, and then breathe out slowly for 6 counts. And we'll do this 3 times just to get us focused and present in the room. And if you like, you can close your eyes or have a soft, gentle gaze and focus on the different parts of your body that you might have tension, starting with your head and your face, releasing any tension from your neck and your shoulders, going down and releasing tension from your back and your stomach, your midsection, releasing any tension from your shoulders, your arms, your hands, going down to your waist, your legs, releasing any tension, any stress, anything that you're holding on to. Release any tension from your ankles and your feet and your toes. And we'll begin to do our deep breaths. Breathe in, hold, release. Breathe in, hold, release. One more time. Breathe in, hold, release. You can stretch your neck, your arms. Begin to flutter your eyes open. Reorient yourself to the room. You can give yourself a big squeeze and thank yourself for being here, for prioritizing yourself, for prioritizing your soul, for prioritizing your whole being and choosing you in this moment. So, yes. I'm going to be talking about something that really supports me with, specifically with my soul care, my self care, with deciding what it is that I'm going to do on a day to day basis that support my entire being. So I have this list and I call it my daily nourishing activities. And in the morning, I will look at my list and I will muscle test to see what is most supportive for me for that day. And sometimes throughout the day, things are added, things are changed, things, are no longer aligned for the day. But muscle testing is something that supports me with knowing what is energetically aligned for me in the moment. So I like to share about muscle testing and let me know. Drop in the chat. Have you ever heard of muscle testing? Oh. And this is something I've honestly been doing for years. I just started actually talking to people about it because a lot of people don't know about it. But because it's so supportive for me, um, I've just started to share it with people so that they can see the same positive results and support with decision making, with understanding what's aligned for their body and their being. So, muscle testing is also known as applied kinesiology. It is a non invasive method used to tap into the body's innate wisdom. It is said that the body keeps the score. Your body can literally tell you if something is good for it or not, if something is aligned for you or not, whether a person, their energy, a decision is aligned for you or not. It assesses the body's response to stimuli, helping identify imbalances and emotional blocks or the effectiveness of choices like foods, supplements, or affirmations. Okay, mommy is on the phone, baby. I know, baby. Nana doesn't have to share if she doesn't want to. I will make you some chicken. Listen, listen, listen. My bad, y'all. So, it is based on the idea that the body's muscles respond differently. Akai, please stop, or you're gonna have to go, and I'm gonna have to lock my door. I don't have any carrots. Akai, I'm not opening this right now. This is why I do so much self care and self care. So when the body encounters something it aligns with, the muscle stays strong. Oh my gosh. I've been trying this new thing where I keep my door unlocked because my kids hate not being able to access me when I'm on my calls or doing certain things, but they just have no cares in the world when I say I'm on a call or I'm trying to do something. So my door's locked now. Hopefully my 4-year old won't unlock the door, but we'll see. So when our body encounters something, it aligns with the muscle stays strong. So there's a specific way that I muscle test, and it's called the O ring. You use your pointer finger. You can use any finger, but I use my pointer finger and my thumb, and the pointer finger and my thumb for my other hand, and I make a figure eight and link them together. And what it says when it says strong, is a for me it's a yes response. So when I first started doing this, I tested to see okay, what's a yes and what's a no. And I would say, okay, show me a yes. And a yes for me, my fingers stay strong, or the muscles stay strong, or they stay linked. And I say, show me a no, it unlocks or comes open. So when something is off balance or off or not aligned, your muscles will weaken, and you'll know that something is not for you. I do this even with my supplements. I have certain supplements that I take once a week or whenever it feels aligned for my body. But before I take the supplement, I test it to see if it's aligned for the day. And see, I even check the dosage to say, okay, is it for me to take one or two or a full dropper or two droppers? And my body will literally tell me through muscle testing if something is aligned and how much is aligned for the moment or for the day. Application of muscle testing. It's important to, one, have a calm mind so that you can really feel what your body is feeling and feel your body's response. So you can start by taking some grounding breaths to center yourself. And I don't have to do this now because I do it so much. But it is important to be hydrated, because whether you're dehydrated or not, your response can be skewed. So ensure that being well hydrated um, is important. Set your intention, be clear about what you're testing for. Is this supplement beneficial for me right now? Common techniques. There's an arm resistance test, and you can do this with a partner, or also you can do this by yourself with one arm, or if you're with a partner, they can use two arms, because sometimes one arm will get tired and they'll switch to the other arm. So you hold your arm out parallel to the ground. You have a partner gently press down to say, okay, show me a yes or show me a no. If it's a no, your arm, or you'll literally feel your muscle weaken and you won't be able to hold it up. They'll say like press against, while you resist, they'll press your arm down, and you'll try to resist and you won't be able to. So you can hold on to like a food or a supplement or even a thought, and you'll be able to observe whether your muscle stays strong or it weakens. Self-testing, I mentioned the finger loop method. Form a loop with your thumb and index finger of one hand. Insert the thumb and index finger of the other hand into the loop. Apply pressure to pull the loop apart while stating your query. I usually ask yes or no questions. Is something aligned, or is this a yes or is this a no? A strong loop equals alignment. A weak loop equals misalignment. And but also it can be reversed or opposite for you depending on your body. So that's why I say in the beginning, before you start muscle testing, ask your body to show you a yes or show you a no. The sway test. You stand upright with your feet shoulder width apart, close your eyes, relax, and ask a yes or no question. A forward sway often indicates yes, while a backward sway may indicate no. But again, asking your body to show you a yes and show you a no, you'll know which one is which. And it may change from day to day. Practical uses, wellness choices. You can test foods before you eat. You can test it to see if it's aligned. You can test to see what's aligned for you to eat, whether or at the grocery store. I use this a lot at the grocery store, and it saves me so much money because a lot of times we go with what we're used to getting. We go with what our parents got at the grocery store. We go with what our kids might usually eat, whatever the case may be. But for me, I literally muscle test as I'm going through and doing my grocery shopping to see if it's something that is aligned for me to buy or not. Testing supplements, personal care items. My skincare routine is not the same every single day because I test and muscle test to see what skincare products are for me to use for the day. Emotional healing, using muscle testing to identify emotional blocks or affirmations that resonate. This is also something that I use to support people and myself with identifying limiting beliefs and releasing them. If you didn't attend the Eliminating Limiting Beliefs event, that is where I went more into depth about how to do that. And I actually had someone volunteer so that I could support them with it as well. And as I mentioned, decision making, test for alignment with decisions, plans, and actions. When I tell you this, literally takes away the decision fatigue. It takes away all of the trying to process logically why something should be or shouldn't be. I literally, if it's a yes, it's a yes. If it's a no, it's a no. And I don't ask why or try to figure out why. It literally just helps me make decisions in the moment to say, okay, Do I I literally I'll go to like a networking event, and I'll start out in the beginning of the networking event and muscle test to see who is aligned for me to network with, who is aligned for me to connect with, so that I'm not trying to focus on everybody. I'm just focused on the people that are energetically aligned for me to connect with for that day. Um, but when it comes to that was what I was talking about in the beginning. So I have this list of daily nourishing activities, and it's literally a range of things. um Taking my different supplements. Do I need to do a healing bath? Do I need to study my human design? Do I need to do a visualization? Do I need to do laughter yoga? Do I need to journal? Do I need to pull a money affirmations card? Like, it's literally a list of things, and I go through this list every single morning. It's usually the first thing I do. Like, I do my prayer, do my devotions, and then I go through this list to see what's aligned for the day using muscle testing. And this has helped me to have a focused morning routine. But of course, it's not going to be the same every day, because everything is not aligned. Everything, your body needs different things, your being needs different things every day. So using muscle testing, and why I share about it, is because you can make your own list of soul care activities, or what I call daily nourishing activities, and use muscle testing to see what's aligned. And if you want my list, I can share it with you. It's pretty extensive, because over time I've added to it, I've changed things, I've taken things away from it. But again, you can make your own list of daily nourishing activities or soul care activities, and use muscle testing to pick from these different activities each and every day. And some days I'll check in, like Saturdays are my Sabbath. So on Saturdays, sometimes I'll check in and see if if any of them are aligned, and sometimes it's not. It's just for me to rest and just be. Um, so any questions about muscle testing, about applying it, or anything else? Any other questions about how I use it? Because like I said, I literally use it all throughout the day. I'm muscle testing. I will be having a conversation. I'll be um you might see me at the end of like a talk or a podcast recording. I'll check in to see if I'm complete using muscle testing, if there's anything else for me to share. I literally muscle tested before this. Like, all right, do I need to take my bonnet off? Because some days, like today, I'm like, I don't feel like it, but maybe it's I need to take it off today. But it literally helps me with, like I said, eliminating decision fatigue, not overthinking things, not trying to logically figure out something, but literally seeing what is aligned for me in each moment. And it supports me with being more present and being more mindful of the decisions that I'm making. Um, because sometimes we do things out of habit, or because we've done things for so long. It's like, well, I've done it for so long, I'm just going to keep doing it. But I believe that something, if you're not really checking in to see why you're doing something, or if something is aligned, or if it's for you to continue to do, you're doing more harm than good. So that is a tool to support you with really seeing, checking in with yourself, checking in with your body, checking in with your being, to see what is most supportive for your soul care, for your self care. So, this five bodies awareness assessment, we're going to really be checking in with each of our different bodies. You can separate mental and emotional, but I say five bodies: spiritual, physical, energetic, mental, emotional, and financial. I included financial because our finances really can't, if we're not energetically aligned, or if we're not in alignment, or if we're not in a space of peace and just wholeness or wellness or holistic wellness, our finances can literally derail us spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, energetically. And I found that me before I did a lot of the energetic work and the releasing the limiting beliefs around money, it did impact me to the point where I would be depressed if my bank account wasn't at a certain place, or if it was if I wasn't making the money that I desired to make. So for me, assessing our physical quote unquote body will help us to really separate it from ourselves, really see what it feels like, what it looks like, what color it is, um, and really look at it as it is and how you really feel about it. And really asking it, sitting down with it and asking it, is it being taken care of? Is it in harmony with the other bodies? And what does it need, require, and desire? We often have, certain people say, oh, well, this worked for me, or you can try this, or this, that, and the third. But we can literally sit with ourselves. We have the wisdom, knowledge, information within ourselves to know, okay, what is it that I need, require, and desire? What is it that I need, require, and desire spiritually, physically, energetically, mentally, emotionally, and financially, without having to go to another source, or without having to go outside ourselves for somebody to tell us, oh, this is going to be supportive for you. Because just because it worked for somebody else doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So it's important for you as an individual to check in with yourself. And whether you check in with all five or just one of them, or you just sit with yourself as a whole being, like, this is why I tell people, take what I say and, eat the meat and spit out the bones. Whatever is for you is for you. If it's not, then that's absolutely fine. I share this assessment is literally something that came from me planning out this event. So I'm going to give you some time. You can decide to check in with each one. You can decide to just check in with one to see, what this assessment feels like, what it looks like. Ask yourself these questions. And then we will come back. I think maybe, yeah, I'll set a 3-minute timer. And then we'll come back and discuss what came up from this assessment. But before that, I wanted to share the happiness scale, and this is something else that you can use for this assessment. And it came from a video that um, I watched maybe a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying that the road to happiness sometimes starts with unhappiness, and he gave like a scale: unhappy in every way, unhappy in some ways, happy in some ways, happy in most ways, and happy in all ways, is which some consider quote unquote enlightenment. So you can check in with your different bodies. If it's too much to ask these questions, you can kind of look at the happiness scale, check in. You can use muscle testing or not to see, where on this happiness scale is my spiritual body. And check in and see, am I unhappy in every way? Is my spiritual body unhappy in every way? And what is it that I can do to even just take that from being unhappy in every way to unhappy in some ways? Because a lot of times we'll try to go from here to here. And sometimes that's possible. But sometimes we just need to take baby steps to say, okay, I'm spiritually unhappy in every way. What can I do? Or what does my spiritual body need to go from here to here? And then once we get here, we can see what we need to do to go from here to here. But just taking baby steps. Or if you like me, like, look, I don't want to be I'm gonna go from here to here, or maybe go from here to here. Like, as I always say, take what you need. Does anybody have any questions about the assessment or the happiness scale? And this is also something you can use. The happiness scale is something that you can use in your relationships. You can see where you are in your relationship with yourself, in relationship to other people. Go ahead, Adrian.
Okay, I'm still not sure. I think I need you to go over it again about the body awareness assessment. So are we just doing spiritual right now, or it's for all of
Um,
them?
yeah, we can start with spiritual. If y'all want to go through all of them, we can, but we can start with the spiritual. And this is something that you can do, after this event to kind of finish
Hmm.
up. But we can start with spiritual.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your question. All right, I'm gonna set a timer. I'm gonna go on mute and set a timer, and then I'll come back and check in and see if y'all need more time. All right, y'all. That was our 3 minute timer. Drop a one in the chat if you're done. Drop a two in the chat if you need more time. Okay. So, as you checked in with your spiritual quote unquote body, what was it that came up? What do you feel? Yeah, just let me know what your experience was with this awareness assessment. And you can come off mute and share. Welcome. Is it pronounce your name for me? Druscilla.
Hi, it's Drusilla.
Okay, Drusilla. I thought that's what it was, but I hate mispronouncing people's name because my name is always mispronounced. I try to ask before I pronounce. Did you want to share what came up?
Sure. What came up for me was I was unhappy in some ways. And I was just thinking back over the Christmas break. Like, I'm a teacher, so I had a few weeks off and I had a lot of time to reflect and sit and meditate and figure out what direction I wanted to head in. And then I went back to work for like a weekend and I felt like I got derailed. And so it just brought me back to that, like, okay, what were the things that we said that we would do once we had to go back to work to continue to feel good? So it brought up to me that I was unhappy in some ways and that I need to reflect over the things that I said I would do to continue to feel good like I did over the break.
And what were some of those things, if you don't mind sharing?
Just loving on myself. I did a lot of meditating. I did a lot of EFT tapping. And
Yes.
when I wanted to do something, I just got up and did it. I wanted tacos. I went and got some tacos. I just whatever my inner child needed, we did it. I started going to the gym this week. Well, no. I started working out before, as soon as Christmas break hit, and I had the 2 weeks off. I was working out. I even have been going to the gym, so that's been good. I didn't stop that, but just when I need it, I feel it, I want it. If it's in the budget, we gonna do it.
Yes. And do you think because you went back to work, that sort of like you reprioritized work over yourself?
In a way, yes, because my job is just stressful. It's stressful and it wears on you. And some of the practices that I started doing, like some of the meditations, like there wasn't as much time to do them. And I was doing different practices, like listening to different frequencies and stuff. But between classes, what after I finish teaching, I'll listen to some frequencies or something. But that time is just it's just not there anymore. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how to incorporate the things that make me happy.
Yeah, I definitely get it. I was a teacher before I had my kids, and now I homeschool my kids, and they're always home with me. So I understand. I'm like, people are like, how do you prioritize yourself? I'm like, it's hard. It definitely is hard when
Hmm.
the work that you do is so demanding. And being a teacher, sometimes you don't have help, you don't have the coverage. Sometimes
Yeah,
I wouldn't even get a break because we didn't have the coverage in the
yeah,
classroom. So it was I definitely get it. It's hard to do. But the more intentional we are and the more present we are, we can even just incorporate taking a deep breath in the moment where we feel like, I'm stressed or I'm feeling overwhelmed, like taking a deep breath and being intentional about that, just taking those deep breath breaks throughout the day can be supportive.
yeah,
But of course, we got to remember to do those things
yeah,
when the stress comes or when the overwhelm comes, when those feelings come. So for me, that's why having that list that I check in throughout the day, like, okay, what do I need to do that's going to be supportive for me? Even if it's just a moment of deep breathing or even it's a moment of doing the EFT tapping. I love emotional freedom technique. I literally use the app Tapping Solutions app, and they have so many different um, tapping videos. Some of them are 30 seconds or a minute long. Some of them are 15 to 20 minutes long. So that for me is supportive because I'm like, all right, I can only take a couple of minutes to do a quick little tapping meditation to support me in this moment. And sometimes I can do the 15 to 20-minute tapping meditation, but it just you it's important for us to continue to prioritize ourselves because nobody else is going to do it. Nobody else is going to prioritize us. So the more we are intentional about prioritizing ourselves and putting ourselves first, the easier it will be for us to navigate stressful situations, whether it's a job, a relationship, encounter. We'll be able to navigate those with more ease and more grace because where our cups are filled up. I tell people all the time, like, don't just fill your cup up to overflow. So overdo, okay? Do more than what you feel like you'll need so that your cup is overflowing and you can give from that overflow and keep what's in your cup for you. So that you'll never find yourself in a drought or with a dry cup. Because you like, look, I gave from the overflow. That's all I got to give. I can't give nothing else because this is mine.
mm,
So, and thank you so much for sharing.
oh yeah.
Welcome, Jay. Thank you for coming. We are pretty much over halfway through, but we are checking in. We checked in with ourselves. I call this our five bodies awareness assessment. Some people might feel like we have less bodies or more bodies, but this is this is where I am with it. Spiritual, physical, energetic, mental, emotional. You can separate those two or keep them together. And financial. We're just checking in with those. We started with our spiritual body, and we used the happiness scale or not to see whether in that specific area am I unhappy in every way, am I unhappy in some ways, am I happy in some ways, or happy in most ways, or happy in all ways. Am I able to be happy spiritually despite what's going on around me, despite my situation, despite my circumstances? That's what being happy it always means. Is what some call quote unquote enlightenment, where nothing that someone does or says or a situation or circumstance that happens outside of you can impact you as a being. um did anybody else want to share what came up during their assessment? And as I mentioned, this is something that you can use. This assessment and the happiness scale is something that you can use to check in with your energetic bodies. You can check in with your relationships. You can check in with other people to see where they are on the happiness scale, and how you might be able to support them with you know improving on their happiness scale. Um, but again, take this assessment with you to check in with yourself, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, but really checking in to see what do I need, require, and desire in these areas, and am I being intentional about taking care of each and every part of my being, so that I'm making sure that I'm touching these different aspects in these different areas of my life and seeing like what does it feel like, what does it look like, and sort of putting our eyes on the different parts of our bodies in a different way. Because sometimes it's hard to see ourselves because our eyes are always looking out. So that was that for the assessment. The calm method for creating a self care plan for your whole self. So I created a 30-day calm life planner that I mentioned, and that is where the calm method came from. And it supports you again with the decision making, with really checking in with yourself, checking in with the different parts of yourself to see what it is for you to focus on. Whether you decide, okay, I'm just going to do my self care plan for the week, or I'm going to do my self care plan for the day or the month or whatever the case may be, but always checking in periodically with yourself to see, okay, if I set a self care plan for the month, checking in week to week to see if it's still aligned. Because things may shift, things may change, life may happen, people, and what you set out to do as far as your self care plan might need to be shifted, changed, added to. Some things may need to be taken off. So being intentional about, okay, checking in to see, do I need to create this plan for the week? Do I just need to create it day to day? Do I need to create it month to month? But checking in periodically if you decide you're going to create the self care plan for the whole entire month. And first, starting out with, of course, doing this um, five bodies assessment, picking the quote unquote body that you want to focus on based on the assessment. And if you go back, you do your assessment, and you see that energetically or physically you're here, and the other areas you might be here, here, or here, and you're like, okay, let me focus on my physical for this week or this month, and create your self-care plan around that. So the C in the calm method is check in with God, source, Yah, higher power and authority, and you can even muscle test to address any limiting beliefs about that body or in that area of your life. So checking in, what is you what is your source, what is God saying, what are they saying, what are do they need to tell you about this specific area or this quote unquote body when it comes to this assessment. Um, Accountability. Having accountability, using muscle testing to see who to reach out to that you know. Like I said, I literally use muscle testing for anything and everything. I can be writing a text message and I'll check in to see if, all right, do I need to tone it down a little bit? Do I need to, add something? Do I need to take something off? Um, but it could be someone here today. You can check in to see if you need to connect with someone here, and or check in to see about joining the Healed Money movement to get additional support and accountability that you desire. So the C is for checking with God. A, accountability or ask for support. I sometimes have a challenging time asking for help or asking for support because of past experiences. We've been let down by people. And sometimes when you ask for help, that opens you up for rejection. But the more I did do this muscle testing, checking in to see who is aligned and who's not aligned for me to connect with, it supports me with, connecting and aligning with the right people. The L is to look at what's working and not working. You can assess your atomic habits and really look at, okay, on a day-to-day basis, what are the habits that are supportive and what are the habits that are not supportive? It could be, okay, when I'm stressed out, I scroll on social media, and that's not supportive for me because it takes me into this spiral of negative thinking. Or for me, it was the comparison, comparing myself to other stay-at-home moms or other entrepreneurs. So for me, looking at my small habits, because the small habits, whether it's you get up in the morning and you make your bed, you're starting your day with a win. So for me, I literally get up every single morning, unless my kids are still in the bed or my daughter's still in the bed, I will make my bed. So that's starting my day out with a win. Something that is going to help continue the forward movement. But you just have to look and assess, okay, what are the habits that are going to help me improve in this body or in this area of my life, and what are the ones that are not supportive. But again, the unsupportive habits might come from limiting beliefs about yourself or your self-image. So really doing the work to check in to see, okay, why do I even do this habit? Where did this come from? Did this come from an experience that I had? Did this come from something I was taught or something that I seen someone else do? So doing that inner work and looking to see, okay, let me really not just be on autopilot and doing things um out of habit, but really checking in to see why I'm doing these things and are they supportive or not supportive for what I'm trying to do and where I'm trying to go and who I'm trying to be. And making adjustments to create your soul care action plan for the quote unquote body that you want to focus on for the week, the month, the quarter, or the year. I wouldn't necessarily do a year again because things change, but the most I would probably do is a month. But again, you check in to see what is aligned for you and your self care plan, your self care journey. So, did anybody have any questions about the calm method? Did you all want time to kind of walk through it, to kind of set up your self-care plan, or did you just want to, take this with you to do it later? Let me know. Oh, I see. I just saw your response. Okay, do it later. Lady J, you said your energetic was gray. Are you referring to the happiness scale? Oh, when you were sitting with it. Okay, okay. I get it now. I get it. Get it. So, Lady J, what did that mean to you for your energetic body to be gray? And what message did that give you? Low energy. Okay. Do you feel like that's the area that you need to work on the most? Yeah, and each time you do the assessment, it may look different. Your energetic body or your physical body or spiritual body, they may look different. They may show up differently. You might get different answers, or of course, there are going to be different needs, requires, and desires that come up. And you might hear like, I feel like you neglected me a little bit. And of course, the truth sometimes hurts, but it's important for our growth. It's important for us to be able to hear these things from ourselves and from our quote unquote body, so that we know, okay, let me step my game up a little bit in this area so that I can make sure that I'm giving myself, my whole self, what I need. All right, so that is the calm method. I'm looking at what's sapping my physical energy. Yes, those energy drainers. Okay, you brought up a real good point. Okay, being intentional about assessing and addressing our energy drainers, whether it's a relationship, whether it is a responsibility that we have, a role that we have, an environment that we're in, but really don't taking the time to assess what is sapping our energy, what is draining our energy, who are the energy vampires around us. Because sometimes we don't take the time to sit in after a conversation or after an encounter or interacting with someone to see, where's my energy? Did this re-energize me? Did this give me some energy, or did this take away from my energy? So yes, thank you for sharing. Mm-hmm. um all right, so I mentioned the healed money movement. And it's not just about healing your relationship with money. It's about doing this inner work, doing checking in with our calm method, checking in with our happiness scale, checking in with our inner different bodies, so that we'll know, okay, am I in alignment? Am I being the most authentic version of myself? Am I doing the work to heal the different aspects of who I am, so that I am showing up as my most authentic self? So the Heal Money movement, of course, from my masterclass last week, it's not just about the money. Yes, I do want us to level up financially and be in a space where we are healed in our relationship with money, but it's about our healing for our whole being. It's normally $22 a month, but today, because you joined here, the first month is $11 using the code SOUL. And the link to join and get more information about it is www.jalisahardy.com/healed money movement. And again, the code is SOUL. But if you have any questions about that, let me know. But does anybody have any questions about this session? Any questions about this event? Give me your feedback. I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to drop the feedback form, because this is something that I want to do on a monthly basis. I want to make sure that I'm improving this event each time, and making sure that you all are getting what you need from this event. Um, so I will drop the feedback form as well. I would love to get your feedback on it. Let me know. Make sure that you're able to see the Google form, because they changed some settings where when you do the Google forms, you have to set it for other people to have access to it. So let me know if you can see that, if you can access it. that the right one? Okay, yeah, that is the view form one. Let me go back to the slideshow. Okay, there it is. Okay. Did anybody have any questions? Was anything unclear about what we talked about today? Was this supportive? Did this give you more insight on how to level up your soul care? And if you're like, I don't know, maybe not, that is fine too. But I want to hear, yeah. And I figured that, but like I said, I'm just in a space and place where I'm working on sharing all the things that I do behind the scenes, and people are like asking me like, how do you be a single mom of three and you still show up for other people the way that you do, you still shine the way that you do, you still are as consistent as you are with working out and still taking naps and still showing up for other people. And this is the work, that I do with the muscle testing and using the calm method. This is how I do it on a day-to-day basis, really checking in and being present to the moment to see what is most aligned, because the only time that we have is the present moment. So the more aware we can be, the more present we can be, the easier it will be to navigate life and the challenges that might come up. Because we're not so focused on, okay, let me fix the problem. What is it for me to get from this situation right now? What lesson is it for me to learn from this situation right now in this moment? Why am I even having this experience? And sometimes we don't get the why, but we might get, okay, there's someone I need you to connect with, or even this is something that you'll be sharing with someone else later on as you overcome. But every single opportunity we have in the present, the more present we are, the more we learn from our experiences. But the more we focus on past experiences, the more we focus on the woulda, coulda, shouldas, or the more we focus on the outcome, or the more we focus on, okay, how do I do this a week, a year, a month from now? The more we focus on that, the more distracted we are in the moment, in the present moment. And that's the only time that we have. So I would love to hear from you all. Yes, helpful reminder to check in with yourself. Yes, you have all the answers that you need for yourself and for your self care. Let me see. I why did the chat keep jumping like that? Hold on, let me open it. Okay, it says it's all new. I did request access to complete the form. Okay, let me change the settings. Um, but yes, we have the ability to check in with ourselves and know what is for us and what's not for us, who is for us and who is not for us. And the more that we do that, the more aware we are to the answers that we have within ourselves, the easier it will be to navigate life, the easier it will be to navigate relationships and let go of the people, places, and things that are no longer supportive for us. Because a lot of times we go off of logic, or we go off of the history that we have with people, how much we've invested in people, and it becomes a lot easier when we, are present with ourselves and getting the wisdom and knowledge from ourselves, from within ourselves, versus trying to use other people's wisdom, knowledge, information, and answers for our personal life. Nobody can tell us what's best for us but us. I gotta figure out how to make it so that y'all can Okay, settings. Responses. But yeah, did anybody else have anything else they wanted to share? Any other questions? Okay, y'all should have access to do the feedback form now. I just changed the settings. But I would love to hear your one word. What is, share one word with me about your experience here tonight. You're welcome. And while you're doing that, I just want to again say thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for choosing you, for choosing to resourceful, informative. Yes, I love it. Thank you. For choosing you, for choosing to show up for you. So as we embark on this new week, to prioritize your self care, to prioritize your whole being, your whole self, to know that, you know what, yes, my life or my job or my relationships might be a source of stress, but right now I'm choosing me. I'm choosing to focus on myself, get what I need for my soul care, my self care, and know that it's not by happenstance that you were here tonight. I had quite a few people RSVP, and of course, you know, a lot of people RSVP, but not everybody shows up. So you showed up, and I appreciate you for showing up. I continue to show up because you all show up. And sometimes even if nobody shows up, I'm still gonna be here because I know that the things that I'm doing, um, you know, they're for me. And even if it's just one person that sees it on the replay, that's enough because sometimes it's just about one person. So thank you all so much for being here. If nobody's told you today, I love you, I see you, and I'm so, so proud of you just for being you. You are enough. You are worthy. You are valuable just as you are. You are born valuable. You are born enough. You are born worthy. Your experiences, your circumstances, your relationships cannot and should not take away from that. So continue to choose you, continue to show up for yourself, and know that you are enough. So thank y'all for being here tonight, and hopefully I will see you at the next one. All right, y'all. Good night. You're welcome, love.